Alright, what's up y'all, LakerFan here. As looks about how today's video, we're playing against the #1 offense in our competitive Myleague, and as you can see, it's my boy Shots Top 5, also known as AK. He is my Pro-Am team's point guard. So panning over to his actual team real quick, you can see he even has another guard hidden that isn't even in the lineup yet with Darius Garland. So he has got Trae Young, Darius Garland, LaMelo Ball, Dinwiddie doesn't even see minutes. He's got Lonzo playing as his lock, technically, and then this is actually after the game. He made a trade for Jakob Poeltl, but he has Mitchell Robinson playing as his big man. Now, here's the thing with AK's team. He doesn't sub very much at all. So his actual lineup that constantly plays almost the whole game is going to be Trae Young, LaMelo, and Lonzo at the 1, 2, and 3. And then buried in the lineup right here at a 75 overall, whopping 75, we have PJ Tucker. Now, what makes PJ Tucker special is his jump shot is amazing. It's one of the best jumpers I've ever seen. Me and him both talked about it before the draft, kind of looking at players and stuff. And also what PJ brings to the table is going to be his obviously corner spot up shooting with the gold corner specialist. That's about all he's got as far as that goes. But then for defensive and even offensive too, he's got the bronze brick wall for a little bit of pick and pop screen that you're going to see in this game. Gold workhorse, bronze interceptor. He's got a couple of kind of, you know, useless defensive badges as far as that stuff goes elsewhere. But I mean, as far as his ratings go too, he's still got 83 3-pointer and he's got pretty solid defensive ratings. So his team is very small, but I would say 2 through 4, it's very switchable between Lonzo, LaMelo, and PJ. And then obviously Trae Young is his one like defensive deficiency, and then Mitchell Robinson also still contributes pretty good offensively. He's got 90 standing dunk with bronze rise up. He's got silver chase down, silver pogo, bronze rebound chaser. He definitely contributes in a solid way as an offensive center. And again, one last time, just panning over to my lineup right here, you can see we are starting with the James Harden at point, OG Anunoby as our lockdown to guard Trae Young, and then we got Zach LaVine also. So Harden and Zach are going to have to guard both the Ball brothers, and then we got OG guarding Trae Young. Poku is going to be on PJ Tucker, and then we got Miles Turner on Mitchell Robinson. Now, as far as matchups go between our two teams, using PJ Tucker as a pick and popper for him is so elite. Also, by the way, in this game, he is one of the only 2 remaining undefeated teams from the point of me recording this. So I'm 7-2, he's 4-0, and is blazing through everybody he's playing. I'm talking beating him by like 40 and stuff too. So getting straight into the gameplay, I hope y'all enjoy. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you turn on noties, all good stuff. And like always, let's try this one to like 500 likes or so, or maybe even like 600. I gotta say, we have not really shouted out the whole like and maybe subscribe stuff if you're new to this Myleague stuff. I've been really getting straight into the content as far as that stuff goes. I even forget to say in the intros, but truly, if you do appreciate this kind of content, I know it's very slim pickings as far as the people who truly seek this stuff out. I'm trying to absolutely make this as entertaining as possible, 100%, and we're looking forward to that in the future as well. So right here you can see AK busting out the Trae Young fade last second. I gotta say, what makes Trae Young special, we already know, right? If you've played 2K, if you've played as a small guard, you know. Trae Young fade is absolutely the best dribble pull-up in the game, and you don't even have to spend our one animation change that I have explained in previous videos. You can change one animation. You can change the dribble style, you can change like a jump shot release, a jump shot base, whatever you want to do with your one animation change, and AK just changed Trae Young's dribble style from Trae Young to Michael Jordan. So as you can see, he's able to do this stop and go stuff with him, and boom, he's getting that midi last second. We have been defending him really good on both those possessions, and unfortunately, he just gets up the last second fades on the 3 and last second fade to the mid-range 2. I mean, just a tough situation. And as you can see, the PJ Tucker pick and pop. Bronze brick wall, absolutely bodying us, and he's got a smooth, perfect jumper coming off those as well for the pick and pops. So you have to have 5 capable defensive players on the court when it comes to guarding AK's team, and that's what makes him the #1 offense. He's out here scoring like 80 points per game on people, man. It's ridiculous. As you can see right here, trying to hide Trae Young. He's putting him on Poku, my power forward, mind you. So when I go to the post up with Poku, he's just going to double team the post, force him to move the ball, make extra passes. As you can see, we are executing on that in this possession right here. Hit Zach, swing into the corner, and we get Zach LaVine with a wide open corner 3 on the catch and shoot. So solid offensive possession, although I was stalling out a little bit. It's going to happen, though, as we're trying to play through Trae Young a little bit. Right here, though, real frustrating, and I ended up changing this stuff, but really late in the game, man, as far as my adjustments. So ideally, if I could just tell my team what to do without, like, having to know the ins and outs of this Myleague stuff, and I'll get there eventually. I'm just not as educated as I normally would be with, like, Pro-Am stuff right now. But if I could tell my team, personally, I would want this to get sagged off of, but setting your setting to leave him on Mitchell Robinson does not force Miles Turner to just leave him. I would love to know why that's a thing, 2K. That's so stupid, in my opinion. So not only is he getting away with spotting up his, like, no 3-pointer big man on the wing right here, but also I would like to set this to switching everything between only these 2, but then if I put it to switch everything, I'll have my point guard defender also switch when Mitchell Robinson's setting screens. So I wish I could just tell my team, switch 1 through 4. 5, don't switch and just hard hedge the back end, and we'll just like send some help off the wing or something like that. But no, you can't do that. So unfortunately, this right here you could change, but again, I'd have to have it set to switch everything. So Mitchell Robinson would be getting people switched on him. Either way, long story short, I don't know why OG thinks he can chase over this so hard, and I'm switching on with Poku right here. And as you can see, just the classic relying on your CPUs. Zach steps out the corner, but as you can see, AK just swinging. He's able to like dot his corner right there with Zach. Right here, I'm going to be just taking Trae Young back down to the paint, but again, he's switching it out. Off the switch out, we're going to the Myles Turner post up, and as you're going to see, he's going to drop down again and leave Poku wide open. Now, Poku has a fire jump shot, man. Unfortunately, I missed that one. Don't get it to go. He's out in transition. The transition is really where he eats as well. I mean, it's going to be a lot of stuff like that. As you can see, the matchup switches. We got Zach on PJ Tucker. Nobody's really playing the back end at all. Even if we were going to switch everything, it's not really set up very well. So it's just unfortunate. And as you can see, kind of getting late in the clock right here, last second. At the end of the day, it's his own fault for putting Trae Young on Poku. It is going to give me some free buckets, but unfortunately, it's not exactly the way I want to create offense. It's not really going to give James Harden very easy matchups with, you know, Lonzo Ball on him. Obviously, LaMelo guarding Zach is not exactly easy for me either, because LaMelo, while he isn't a great defender, is still very good defensively as far as his badges go, and also his steal rating, his interceptions and stuff. It's crazy. Mitchell Robinson, as you can see, here to clean up all the dirty work. He's got the snag going on down there, and then as you can see, we also have the pick and pop with PJ. Nothing going there. I'm playing a little bit of off-ball D. I try and switch on a little bit late, but don't get it to go, and as you can see, he bangs an 18% contest right there. It's kind of how this Myleague works. If you guys have seen the videos of the last couple of days, I do have the sliders up to where three-point shooting is a little bit easier so that we don't reward things like this where it's just constant rim run going straight into the paint. I also turned down the shooting foul tendency too, so I know everybody's thinking like, oh, you got James Harden the foul baiter, but no, I did things to kind of nerf, you know, certain play styles a little bit. So we have the foul tendencies down, we have the three-point shooting up a little bit, we got shot contests being a little bit harder to get. You can see Myles Turner playing amazing drop right there, playing the back end. We get that swat on Trae Young to go right there, and really good defensive stop. We're getting everything that we kind of need as far as getting back into the game. You can see Mitchell Robinson once again sagging off Myles Turner. Not making him pay though. Unfortunately, we are not getting our shots to go with our bigs, and we need to, because obviously that's the game plan for AK in this game. He's going to force me to shoot with Myles Turner, and sometimes Poku, whoever has the garbage matchup. Right here you can see LaMelo going to the hoop, gets fouled. It is kind of fortunate for me though. He ends up missing both free throws with LaMelo, so we're able to kind of get rewarded for that one and just, you know, get a full stop for no reason. Right here, swinging out to OG. He's not open though, and Lonzo's on him, so we got to find the matchup hunting somewhere. And as you can see, it's Trae Young on James Harden right here, and we're going to take him to the hoop, but Mitch Robinson playing absolute beast defense right there. I mean, playing perfect back end, gets a great drop on the jump, all types of stuff like that. I mean, and it is what it is. I didn't really set Myles Turner up for the pick and pop successfully, so it's just kind of unfortunate. Now, right there, once again, I am just leaving him kind of open because we don't really have very good switch matchups on this. Now, in a pro-am sense, this is how you attack small guards like this that work this pick and roll. Ideally, you would put a smaller body, aka your power forward, even though Poku is actually technically a bigger body. But anyway, let's just use this example for theory, essentially. So This offense in my league can be really stupid sometimes. As you can see, he's got LaMelo and Lonzo in the corners right now, when obviously PJ should be in one and one of them should be on the hash. So ideally what I would be wanting to do is play a little bit further back with Myles Turner, and then if OG gets clipped on the screen, send some help off the wing from Poku, front this corner. But obviously this is my league. This is not comp pro-am. You don't just have all 5 people working on all cylinders, and CPUs in this game are pretty freaking stupid if we're being real. So unfortunately you have to live with shots like that sometimes, because obviously I have to secure the box out, make sure we even get the rebound if he misses. You cannot get way too caught up in the idea of like make sure you can test every shot, because unfortunately if I were to really focus on trying to jump out with Myles Turner right there instead of contesting, clearly I would have a situation where then yeah, sure, he misses it, but Mitchell Robinson would have a wide open like rebound with no like chance that anybody else getting it, get an easy putback, and you know, that'd be as simple as that. Now right here, I unfortunately give a really easy rim run up to AK. I get blitzed right there because I'm looking up ahead on the court, and then I get hit with the classic tappers, the pro-am play, where you're just swinging it back and forth between people on the perimeter. And unfortunately, I get completely decimated on that play right there. 5-point swing that I did not need to give up at all. It just absolutely horrible. Right here is somehow in transition. We don't even have it in transition. It was just the matchups. But Myles Turner ends up on PJ Tucker. Thankfully, Poku drops out the corner, getting a crazy block. I go to the hoop with Harden, bang both free throws. cut the lead to 6. It's unfortunate though. We're getting some real tough sledding here. But unfortunately, I have Poku once again with Trae Young on him. I get some crazy lane with Poku right here, and now I'm thinking I might try and create with him. But let's try and get the ball back to Harden real quick, just to, you know, get our early offense in like that. So right here, setting Myles Turner up for a little bit of a pick and roll. Don't exactly mean to do that though, by the way. If you ever see Myles Turner come for a screen for me, just assume I probably want him on a pick and pop, and sometimes the game just takes my icon away from me before I can even send him to the pop. So you gotta be quick with your hands on stuff like that, but it is what it is. Right here, once again, trying to fight through the screen with OG, sending some hedge with Myles Turner. You can see Zach LaVine playing a beast lane off the corner right there, pushing the ball in transition a little bit, but now I just want to clear out. We got Trae Young with him on him, and as you can see, he's always gonna send that double team. We get to the hoop, but once again, Mitchell Robinson, just an absolute blocking beast, man. I mean, it's a perfect pick for AK's team. And by the way, if you guys saw the draft, you would know AK was busy with the Pro-Am series, so I actually drafted the majority of his team for him. So he did give me a couple names that he wanted, like Trae Young. Also, by the way, as shout out to Myles Turner, banging the 3 once again at the end of the clock. But he told me he wanted Trae Young. He told me he wanted the Ball Bros with, like, you know, the 2nd and 3rd pick. Past that, though, it was wide open season, so I ended up getting him Garland in the 4th, which I thought that was actually a steal, but he hasn't played him very much. And then he has Mitchell Robinson, PJ Tucker, stuff like that. So it's actually a pretty solid team overall, and it's all based off the fact that PJ Tucker in like the 5th or 6th round is like a great pick. Now, as you can see, Harden low on stamina, just low in the clock, low on adrenaline. We just go to the hoop and acrobat spam with him, get it to go. Right here, unfortunately, I'm on the back end. I go for the box out though in classic CPU fashion. Just the dude standing in the perfect spot. I'm sure you guys have ever played Rec and you just see how CPUs react to that. Right here, I don't know why I can't get my team to be on the same like mindset as me, but what I would like to do right here, because Lonzo ends up just going to the corner, I'm thinking, okay, Zach and Harden, you guys could just sides this thing. Harden can just play the right, you'll go to this like the corner with Lonzo, and then boom, I'll play in the middle with Zach, because obviously like he's gonna go to the left on the screen, and I wanted to run like kind of a triangle essentially, right, where Harden is just gonna run out to the corner. But they don't do that. So now I gotta recover with him. I gotta get Harden back on ball. I gotta try and take away the screen side. Fortunately though, it all works out. We get a contest with PJ drifting into the mid-range and nothing to go there. Now, stamina getting a little bit low. We're in a bit of a tough spot. I try and go to the dunk meter with LaVine and we get it to go this time. It's going to be a pretty high success rate, but the problem with LaVine is, and I'm sure you guys have seen so far, pretty early in the game, that you do not typically get great animations to pop when it comes to Zach LaVine on the dunk meters. He does all types of dunk contest winner stuff, 360s and windmills and all types of garbage like that, so it's unfortunate, but oh well, it is what it is. Anyway, right here, we're going with the same side rim run with Harden. Don't get it to go. I get walled up by Lonzo, perfect. I try and hit Harden on the freaking cut right there, and as you can see, AK's team playing perfect defense. Like, I'm talking the center. He wasn't using him either. The center just playing perfect on the back end, just playing lanes. You can see OG drifting down in the paint right there. Myles Turner stuck on ball. We got Zach doing all types of stupid stuff too, and here we are, giving up wide open threes in transition as well. And I probably should just be spending fouls a little bit more on stuff like that. Right there, a little mini ball hand Euro dunk. Probably not really necessary, but it is what it is. And we cut the lead down to 2, and we're definitely getting places with this. Also, Trae Young is on Gatorade, as you can see, so this is very fortunate for me because that's going to make it really hard for him to run his offense through him. As you can see, the corner pick and pop, and we finally get the actual switch to work right there with Poku switching on to LaMelo. We got Harden on to PJ Tucker. Now, if they would switch this again, I'd be very okay with that, but as you can see, they don't. It's okay, though. We fight through it pretty solid. Wall it off. I switch on to Harden, trying to pre-anticipate that he's going to run left. OG fouls on his own CPU reach in with 1.3 seconds left. That is some absolute treacherous stuff, but thankfully I get a body up on LaMelo in the corner right there. We get this like kind of stop, so to say. Harden drifting into the paint again on his classic kind of shot creator, slasher, playmaker combo, whatever the heck you want to call him. Now we got Tari Eason in the game, a little bit of a fresh body, right? Now thankfully this is Mitchell Robinson, so he's not gonna be shooting anything like that. We got Bam in for a couple minutes because again, I usually try and just have him as like my superstar stopper. He's not exactly great for spacing, but when stamina is bad, we have to put him in. He gets a yellow on the shot, and unfortunately just nothing to go there. I mean, it's just the life of mashing in this game sometimes too. I mean, Mitch, he doesn't have anything to help with mashing as far as finishing badges go, besides obviously dunking, but when it comes to layups, no, but it just happens sometimes like that. Zach, rack attack right there, going to the hoop, tied the game up at 30 with the green dunk meter. Now, we're here at the end of the half again. Right here, once again, I would like to switch that, but they don't do it, and as you can see, he hits the walk back with LaMelo, doesn't get the shot to go, thankfully, and it's halftime. Now, do I need to make some adjustments here? Yes, absolutely. I need to be putting things to switch everything. I need to deal with it. And if he matches me with Mitchell Robinson, it is what it is. Have I done that yet? No. Am I doing it right now? No. And you're going to see it just continues, like all types of stupid stuff. Now, thankfully, once again, right there's a good switch. I get a good contest with Tari. He ends up missing it, and it's exactly what we want to do on defense. I want to just be switching that stuff. And again, I'll learn from a game like this where we're just having a lot of issues with the switching and stuff like that. And, you know, in future games, I will never, ever have this type of issue where I'm trying to figure out where to do it in the defensive setting. It's been a long time since I've played a Myleague, man. I'm talking like... yeah, I did that one in 2K21 with content creators, but didn't really go anywhere. Honestly, the last time I've truly played a Myleague like intensively is probably 2K16, man, with my boys. Like, and I've never really done it like too extensively other than that. Now, right here is where I'll also mention some Pro-Am lingo. So, I don't know why in the world, like, we got weird matchups with that stuff right there. Bam has the agility to do this, man. He's got so much speed. Like 74, he got 83 prim D. He can play great, like, back-end defense on this, but... As I just mentioned, like, you're not going to get CPUs to do smart things on their own. So you kind of have to tell them what they have to do and just play around what you've told them to do. And that's about as simple as that. Once again, though, Zach, rack attack with the dunk meter. I always just love that saying because it all just rhymes. But anyway, going into the match with Mitchell Robinson, nothing there. So we're just going to wall off this, like, kind of open side of the court. I don't even get it to go. And once again, is the exact same problem I'm talking about. I mean, there's no help defense on that second defender. And you really have to set your settings and just know how to work around your settings. And that is not what I did in this game. You better believe it. So right here, once again, OG on ball with Trae Young. We got Zach kind of stepping out the corner a little bit for no reason there. Once again, I'm just kind of roaming around off ball with Bam because why wouldn't I make him pay for a, you know, super low three-point rating being on the court. Bam does not steal great rebounding position, but Tari Eason comes down with a nasty rebound right there out the corner. We get some pick and roll with Zach LaVine and Harden duo right there. He gets a red to go on some real garbage layup. Like, that stuff should not go, but it's just the life we live of playing this game, you know? I mean, unfortunate. But anyway, Bam. Getting stuck on ball with Trae Young. Now, ideally, you would think, oh, let's switch that too. But no, they don't. Bam's the center, bro. He should be switching on to the bigs anyway and putting Tari on ball. But we don't get it anyway, but it is what it is. Bam gets a lane on the pass back. Zach with some really good takeover right here. As you can see, he's ready to pop his take. And low-key, it's a huge boost that I'm going to need going into this quarter. So I switch on to Zach, pop his take. We're mashing, we're walling up with Tari Eason, making sure he doesn't get that. I go for the bump steal. Don't get that either. I'm going to fight over that screen with LaVine to the right, but as you can see, that he doesn't really go for the switch, and I kind of anticipated it. I didn't really want us to switch that one anyway, but I get caught drifting a little bit, and we don't really get great situation as far as our defense. He gets a really easy rim run out the corner with LaMelo. So now here we are. Gonna have to make some subs. Now, this is pretty bad. I don't typically play this deep into my energy on these guys, but when it comes to AK's team, there's one thing you need to know, and this is that intel that I kind of just have, and some teams should have access to it, but some people aren't as deep in as I am and haven't been watching all the league games. AK always spends all 4 of his timeouts, or at least down to 4 timeouts, right? So he'll spend at least 3 of these things all the way down to 4 at the end of the third quarter because you will lose them if you don't use them. So that's how AK gets away with playing his starters nearly all game. Now he's going to make one little sub in here and put Garland in, but for the most part, I'm playing, I would say the majority of people I typically do. It's just, unfortunately, I have some really bad energy invested into LaVine and Harden right here. But LaVine with slash take can maybe carry me through the rest of this quarter. And then I can get Harden back in here with elite stamina and like fully rested and stuff like that. So once again, now they're switching everything right there. Like, we're able to play a little bit of a high-low. PJ's guarded on the pop, and I just guarded the rim run really well with Miles Turner. So we're looking good on that. Miles Turner also has rim take as well, so that's looking pretty good too. Garland bangs another contested 3. I mean, this is the MO of AK's team. It's going to be tough, bro. There's so much offense on the court. As you can see, 3 points, 9 of 19 to my 2 for 8. I'm not shooting good from 3 in this game. It's unfortunate, but we have the Zach dunk meter in our bag, and as you can see, sometimes with it comes some fouls. So Zach's got 21, half of my points, and is doing it really efficiently too. So we're having Zach guard ball as well. I have my matchups all messed up. This is another thing about sweating, right? Like, I could sit here and, like, in my timeout, I could switch OG's matchup or Tari Eason, whoever is in the game between the two of them, onto Darius Garland and then switch Zach off to, like, someone else and yada, 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 this, that, and the other. Maybe even put Bam on him, to be honest. But it is what it is. I don't do that, and I need to, though. And I will do it when the games get extremely serious. I promise that to you guys. But as far as currently, like, I still got Zach guarding ball, and it's not great. Like, it's not good for his stamina either to put him through all that ball action. And then, as you can see, we're walling up right there with Poku. Switch on to Myles Turner and grab the rebound. We are playing the big body squad right now. We got Bam at the 3, we got Myles Turner at the 4, and Poku at the 5. I mean, we are playing some big bodies right now. Poku on a little catch. We got him with a hop jumper, but didn't really pull the shot. I'm trying to take him off the dribble. We don't really got anything going right here, to be honest with you guys. And then I throw some Stevie over to the corner to Bam, and Lonzo's there hawking the lane as always. That's always what he's going to do. And unfortunately, nothing to go right there. So, Tari Eason guarding ball. I'm trying not to get crabbed right here. He absolutely just kills it to the fade on the wing right there, but doesn't get it to go. So, we're back. No takeover, though, on Zach. So pretty soon, we're going to have to just get everybody out the game. But it is what it is. We're going to keep playing through it right now. Trying to make a couple of dots right here. We find Myles Turner on the wing once again, and we bang that one. 3-pointer to take the lead by 4. And now we have a situation. AK has a chance at a 2-for-1 right here, but it's likely he's not going to be able to get it through. Now, what I'm going to do is switch all my defensive players in. And because he's giving me the opportunity to play through Poku a little bit more, I'm just going to go ahead and settle for the fact that I can put a big body defensive squad out here and put OG at the 1, Tari Eason at the 2, Bam at the 3, Poku at the 4, and Myles Turner at the 5, and be able to switch everything on this. Now, I wish the game would play by that logic, because I should not have to tell people like, hey, switch everything no matter what. It should just be matchup based. If people are 6'8 and the other guy's 6'8, why not switch that? It should be the easiest thing in the world. So right here, we do fortunately get this in Myles Turner switches down, but Bam, rotating down, isn't able to swat it. He's only got interior defense. It's not really so much about his block. And right here, once again, I'm playing through Poku because he's giving me the opportunity to do so. So we're going to go ahead and just hit the drop step, get the close shot mash. Not enough helps coming from the big man side because obviously I was posting up near the guard side. Right here, we're going to be trying once again play some defense to this tapper stuff. But I got to say, again, I'm sitting here not being enough of a sweat because I'm thinking, and nobody else does this. Nobody else will be able to get a shot off with 5.4 left or anything like that. But AK is willing to send this stuff. He is trying to get every bucket he can, and he's not going to send anything into the gulag as far as his like lineups or his like possessions and stuff like that. So you see, I get caught messing around with my lineups. I'm trying to quickly just sub in my starters, and boom, it should be good, right? But now I get caught peeking. Trae Young just gets an absolute drifted pass straight up in front of us and gets a beautiful shot off, blinders and everything. And again, I don't switch on, so boom, he gets a 3. Last second. I cannot afford to do stuff like that. And again, it's because I'm not being enough of a sweat. Just I can do that matchup. I can do that starter stuff at the beginning of the quarter, bro. I don't have to be doing that in that moment. So a little bit of a mental miscue right there. We'll just call that. But anyway, Harden with the ball. 2 adrenaline bars left. We're going to try and just get some stuff to work right here. I hit a little bit of an escape. Once again, I'm not open though. AK's guarding ball really well. We got nothing except Poku is wide open. Trae Young playing tweak defense. And as you can see, we get a wide open 3-pointer for him. I mean, just fortunate stuff. As you can see, he makes an adjustment. I cut it out, but he did, like, you know, switch some things as far as the tightness on how, like, well Poku is guarded by Trae. Again, you can see I am making, like, true contact right here. I'm switching on and making sure that I'm still playing on-ball D. I'm trying to be a nice fella that's playing on-ball D at all times. Also, because you kind of have to in this league. If you play off-ball D, you will get shot over. I promise you that. But again, Harden chasing. So now I'm stuck as a back end, flying over to PJ. I get a decent contest, but man, like, you cannot afford to do stuff like that. I just don't understand why it's not being a simple tag and like switch. Like, I wish it was easier. If you guys have any ideas for like suggestions on how to deal with that, besides just putting your like matchups to switch everything, because then I'd have to switch with his center too, then I really appreciate that. Harden on the drive, I try and bail out over to my center, and then he's able to get the on-ball lane with Mitchell Robinson. Out in transition is Trae Young, once again, banging the 3 in the fast break. I mean, it is what it is. Like, we're defending Trae Young pretty good in this game, I must say. But unfortunately, you can't do much about that fast break stuff besides play better offense. So right there, I'm catching the switch and everything, the, you know, drift down with Mitchell Robinson. But unfortunately, I need to really master my bigs jump shots, because in a 5-out offense like this, they will force you to shoot shots like that all day, man. Like 100%. So once again, like, I don't know what the heck is going on with this spacing. You know, Myles Turner missed a couple 3-pointers. He's afraid of the 3-point line now. So we just go ahead and get the mash with him. It all works out. Right there with Poku, I get the jump to the corner. We swat that down, and no shot to go. Now, in typical fashion, when you get a block on something like that in basketball, what happens after? Because I'll sit here, back in the day when I watched basketball in like my young days of like 2012, and I would be like, man, Dwight's doing his thing. And boom, like, he gets a block that stops them, right? Nope. You just get a 3. I mean, a block sent out of bounds is just, you know, a stoppage of the game. It's the same thing as a tip pass. So, makes no impact. And once again, can we talk about this? Where it's OG on ball, Poku on the left. Like, to me, this is easy side defense. It's freaking PJ Tucker, man. Like, he is not that hard to deal with on a pick and roll. And then on a pick and pop, nonetheless, like, OG should not be fighting over this. I just feel like this is 2K CPU IQ that just absolutely needs to be hammered in here, because I don't know how we're not thinking switch in this modern day NBA right here as a CPU. Like, Poku is stepping into this really hard. He's got 67 perimeter D, and he's decent speed and all that. Like, he can hang in the ISO on Trae Young, bro. Like, we do not need that. And all that leads to is wide open 3. So, as you can see, I go into my adjustments. I have finally had it, and I just switched everything. Like, I just put my rules to switch everything. And we'll see how that goes for the rest of the game. Because I will say, if I do match up with AK in the playoffs, we are absolutely doing the switch everything still. Right here, Tari Eason on the drop. A little bit of a slow pass. We get that thing to Miles Turner in the corner, though. And as you can see, we bang the 3 to take a 3-point lead. And, you know, that is the life you're going to live sometimes of just like a 5-out offense, like I just said. You're going to have to shoot through your centers a little bit. But unfortunately, I mean, we're playing the switch everything, and Miles Turner doesn't really get the arrow. Poku drops, and I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, I tried the matchup switch. I tried the defensive rules. It didn't really exactly work like that. I mean, it's not something that's going to pop off very often. Right here, you can see I catch him dropping a little bit. Miles Turner from pretty deep. Unfortunately, we miss it, but as you can see, Poku's tracking down the long rebound. Really appreciate him for that. And now Zach LaVine in a little bit of an ISO action. So we're going to the hoop. Unfortunately, I cannot get the dunk meter to pop off. We don't get that rebound, obviously, and LaMelo Ball's out in transition, pushing it. And as you can see, what the heck are we doing, fellas? Trae Young is wide open in the corner. In transition, once again, another 3-pointer in fast break. I mean, absolutely treacherous stuff, man. Regardless, though, back on offense, we're pushing it to the hoop with Harden. I'm able to get this to go. His center's a little bit late to drop. As you can see, though, with Harden, I have 10 points in the paint with him and a couple free throws. I am shooting horrible with Harden in this game and not really getting as much Harden production as I typically would in our other games as well. So, right here, Miles Turner on ball. Now we got that double bigs defense with Poku and Miles Turner. This should be pretty solid, to be real with you. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys, too. If you play the switch everything stuff, you hypothetically should just have to get ISO'd by a big, like, on your big man. And right there, I feel like we play And right here, I feel like we're playing pretty solid defense. I mean, Poku's walling off. Like, I low-key get crabbed a little bit. We switch on to Harden, jump at LaMelo. AK goes for the offensive rebound because he thought he might miss it, but he gets the yellow to go on a jump. Takes a 3-point freaking lead with another contested yellow from 3. We get Poku on a little bit of a pick and roll because obviously it's going to be pretty easy to attack Trae Young. And that's the life at the end of the day. I mean, he definitely set me up to get easy 2s in this game with the fact that he put Poku on, like, Trae Young with him, right? And again, you can see the switch everything. We got Poku guarding Trae Young looking like he's Kevin Love guarding Curry and, like, holding it, fighting for dear life, holding his own on the perimeter. So Poku is actually going to be able to get a really nice pass back lane right there, and he's able to get the interception with no, like, tapping of the button or anything like that. And as you can see, though, he's going to get the same thing back. Unfortunate. Now, what I got to say, too, I made a big mistake in this game. Poku has takeover ready, 100%, and it's sharp take. That goes a long freaking way if I were to put him in constant pick and pop action over and over and over again, and really just get myself an opportunity to maybe switch, like, PJ Tucker on me or something, or maybe even Trae Young, because if Poku's a screener and Trae Young's a defender, then we'll just get that over and over again. But unfortunately, he goes for the turbo blitz to the wing. I low-key panicked because obviously he should have got the steal on me, and that's why I mixed in a couple of those rim runs to the left and, like, really just trying to deal with it. And again, I mean, just Mitchell Robinson playing a demon lane, perfect on that, right on the spot, and gets the you know, lane back with no X button type tap either. Now once again, Poku with his 87 block is on the spot, perfect, but Trae Young goes to the hoop, gets the free throw, and he actually misses again on his first one and makes the second. So we're only down by 2. We still have a chance here. Now, unfortunately, my badge investment, as you can see right here, is James Harden handles for days on Hall of Fame, man. And it's just tough that you cannot play these people through stamina fatigue. And I mean, I literally spelled him in the 3rd quarter just so Zach could get here and, like, be horrible on his stamina. And, you know, it is what it is, man. I guess at the end of the day, I got to get better with this timing. But here is what I hate the most with shooting in this game. So, in this moment, James Harden, as I am looking at him and preparing to take the shot, has his stamina bar at half. And this is not blinking yet, which means my speed on my jump shot is going to be normal. It's going to be the standard thing I'm used to. But as soon as I start to take the shot, you can see it starts to blink. And that slows it down, allows it to be contested, and throws off my timing. So, with the shot on the line for the game, low stamina early because I shot it earlier than I was expecting to, because obviously it slowed down my shot, meaning I shoot it earlier. You know, that's just how it is. So unfortunately, we don't get that to go. We're walling up pretty good on you know, Lonzo Ball with LaVine, but he gets drop step animation that gets completely kicked out, and unfortunately, just horrible stuff right here. I go with a bailout to LaVine, like I go like to the hoop with LaVine and bail out with him, and he gets the team take to Pop on the good shot contest. And boom, he's out in transition. He's able to just find his people a little bit. He's going to have this Lonzo with the ball and just able to hold on to it and bleed out the clock a little bit. And obviously that's going to be good for him. So I go with a little bit of a double team, trying to speed him up a tad bit. He's going to have to swing this over to the wing. LaMelo in the corner, bang. Another contested three. Ends the game. 66 in that moment. He ends up with like 70 to 62 or something like that is the real final score. Zach with a pretty good game, 21 points. I shot 1 for 3 with him, not good, and also the turnovers just in general, 8 of them between me and, like, you know, obviously like Harden, LaVine, and then Poku. I had the 1 as well. Poku, pretty good efficiency, 1 for 2 from 3 as well. Miles Turner, 3 for 6, and that's good enough if you ask me. I just did not do enough with Harden in this game, and that was kind of his whole game plan though, defensively, is to put his best defender on Harden, send doubles at him if he has the ball and stuff like that, because, I mean, hey, the league has seen what Harden's been doing, I will say that much. But, hey, LaVine too. I mean, LaVine's playing some pretty good games. Now, I find it ironic. These are the two guys I feel very good about shooting, OG and Tari Eason. They have really good jump shots. I love their shots. They have really good three-point rating as well. So obviously they're just not going to get many looks. Bam, not many looks at 3 either, and I'm okay with that because I don't really like his jump shot either. But the game really came down to Miles Turner, can you hit a shot? Or like James Harden, can you create with a double team on you? And the answer was pretty much no as far as that stuff goes. So pretty unfortunate. I obviously couldn't really afford to be doing that. And also, I let him get way too many three-pointers up. I mean, look at these attempts. He got 14 with Trey, 5 with PJ, and PJ goes 4 for 5 as well. And that's what I'm saying, too. If it's switch everything, these are limited entirely. There's no PJ Tucker three-pointers. And every Trey Young three-pointer would have to be purely off, like, ISOing a big man. And that's okay with me. If they get ISO'd in like a 4-out, 1-in, or 5-out, or something like that, at the end of the day, I guess that's okay. So if I ever play AK again, I'm absolutely switching everything 100%. And if we deal with some, you know, some Mitchell Robinson, or now he has Jakob Poeltl as well. So either way, I mean, both of them, if they end up getting mashed for a couple buckets, it is what it is. So as far as his minutes go, as you can see though, I mean, 24, didn't play Dinwiddie, played Garland for like 2 minutes. He should probably be looking into trading Garland, if we're being real. I think he's wasting him away on the bench a little bit to have an 87 overall that just doesn't see minutes on anybody's team. And he could maybe swing another lockdown. I will say, though, this league is so hungry for locks. Like, you won't find people very willing to give locks up, even for someone like Garland, for that matter. Like, you might be lucky if you find, like, a 79 overall defender, like, on some Jared Vanderbilt type stuff. Or, like, for instance, Jonathan Isaac is 9 overalls lower than Garland, but will never even imagine trading for Garland, like, just to give up Isaac. It's just the value of this game, right? If you're a tall defender that can play really good defense and versatile as far as that stuff goes, and it really makes you able to match up with a team like this. If you have a bunch of tall, versatile defenders and you just put them all in, like, PJ, Trey, and both the balls, you can just switch everything as far as that 1 through 4 stuff goes, and boom, you're golden from there. So I do feel like AK should look into trading Garland if he's not going to play many minutes. And as you can see, like, besides that, like, Trey only subbed out just for Garland. That's it for his bench minutes. And obviously that's the easy way to play as well. And I don't blame him for it either, because I mean, I did turn up the stamina. You saw that Trey was on, like, Gatorade as well, so that's just the life you live. And not to mention, he has 3 ball handlers, too, between the ball bros and then, obviously, Trey Young, too, and then Garland can. So if anybody's team can handle that no-sub stuff, it's probably him, because the ball gets spread very, very, like, widely. Whereas, for me, I just have Harden or just have LaVine. Those are the only 2 ball handlers, and I have to split their minutes a little bit because, obviously, I can't just leave them both in the game and just pounding the ball out, like, you know, the air out the ball and stuff like that. But overall, one thing I will say, I can promise you guys I will never put Hall of Fame handles for days on someone. I think it's pretty overrated. I was looking forward to these video ideas too, where I was gonna be like James Harden plus the power of James Harden plus handles for days Hall of Fame or something like that. But it's so bad. It's not good. I don't really like it, and it's so, like, overrated. I just think you could find a lot better Hall of Fame badges, but I already committed to it, and I've already played my games that I told everybody we're only gonna have like a 5-game window to change your decision on that. So it is what it is, you know. I'll just deal with the consequences of it. But anyway, again, way too many 3-pointers put up here, and you know, it is what it is. So as far as my record goes, I am now moving from 7-2 to 7-3, and we're going to be okay. I think this is setting up pretty good for our standings in general. 7-3 is not too bad. Like, obviously, I'll put it like this. 8 teams make the playoffs out of 10 in each conference. So it's not going to be that big a deal. We're definitely already locked in for a playoff spot. And, you know, I could drop like my next 6 games and probably still be okay for a playoff spot if we're being real. But anyway, I'll get you guys a next video with like the standings updates and stuff like that, because we are still catching up to real life where we're at right now as I speak. The only thing I will update you with is that I also won a really close game with Trippy right here. It ended up actually being quite the closeout to a game. I mean, I guess I'll just talk over this at the end right here, but Trippy was beating me late in the 4th quarter right here. Like 4 minutes left, he's up by 5. I went on a crazy run in this game right here. So just kind of speeding through it, I'll show you my offensive possessions. So we get Zach with a little bit of a pick and pop with Tari Eason right there. Tari actually on a pick and roll for that matter. And I gotta say, Tari actually has some really good dunks, some really good roll animations, stuff like that. He even has a pretty solid moving cross if I ever want to ISO with him too. So he's low-key pretty solid, man. Luke Kennard right here, as you can see, he's got a hop back that he does pretty consistent with him. So he's not able to get anything to go right here. And as you can see, we get a shot clock violation, just stalling him out pretty good. Zach LaVine with a dunk meter and gets it to go with an early. This type of stuff that gets you like really moving downhill and able to put the score on people. Anyway, we'll speed up through this a little bit. Once again, we're going to the hoop with Zach. Dunk meter. Zach was closing this thing out like crazy. We get another stop out in transition on offense, and boom, OG Anunoby with the wide open corner 3. We get that to go. We're up 54 to 50 now. I'm also looking for maybe like Miles Turner in the corner right there. We're moving with Zach. Once again, not much to go though, so we're able to just play a little bit of pitter-patter back and forth with those guys. We don't get much to go right here either. Poku though, busting out that hop jumper late in the game, and boom, he gets that green to go, up 6, and we get another stop. Again, Harden, we're playing a little bit more conservative right here. We're okay with, like, you know, taking our time, not making sure we don't do anything really stupid or anything like that. So he's playing off-ball D on Dame. I'm just going to go to the hoop, try and go for the Euro, but unfortunately we just get the foul on Jaren Jackson. Again, stupid bailout stuff. It's why I tone the sliders down on stuff like that too. But again, playing great defense. Tari Eason and OG locking up. We got like Miles Turner on the back end getting the steal. We're going in with the Euro, and then boom, that's game from there. So that puts us to 8-3. I will catch you guys in the next video and update you as far as the standings go and get you one more banger gameplay. And then we'll maybe be into the playoffs pretty soon. I'll definitely update you guys on the standings though at the end of that next video. So I appreciate you guys investing into this like content and really spending your time at it. I really do appreciate any of you guys that are coming along on the ride on this My League style content. I'm really excited to get into this stuff, and I'm happy that the views are doing pretty solid. It's not great, but it's still comparable to some of the videos that I posted recently on Pro-Am. So that's actually pretty exciting to see, that we're not just tanking out and bottoming out on every single bit of content we post like that. So anyway, I will catch you guys in the next one. I appreciate you watching. If you made it to the end of the video, put Laker or put AK in the comments. Search approach me all the way through. But other than that, appreciate you guys for watching, and take it easy, man. Peace.